What's going on, recliners? Welcome back, or welcome to the channel. Today we'll be checking out another episode of The Sopranos, up to Season 6, Episode 11. So, last one, Johnny Sack ended up pleading guilty. He's looking at 15 years now. Poor Ginny, she's not getting left with that much, but most importantly, she lost her home. Now, Sack had asked Tony to do him a little favor, try and get some extra cash flow for Ginny. But, of course, part of that deal, he had to sell the house to Janice. I don't know, something clicked, and he finally decided to do something nice for his sister. So, let's see if that's a growing trend or a one-off. And we also had Vito dip out on his side piece. Was building himself a nice little somewhat normal life I think he's in New Hampshire. But yeah, ultimately, the life was too boring for him. He couldn't just do the blue-collar 9-to-5, settle down, and not be in the family business. So he left him, and on his way back, ended up drunk driving, crashing into some poor guy, who, unfortunately, he ended up killing. Now, he is back in town, but as of right now, he hasn't made his presence known to anyone. I wonder if he eventually will try and seek some forgiveness for just abandoning the family, or if he's just going to be like, you know what, I can't go back. If I do, I'm going to be in a world of trouble and possibly end up dead. But I don't know what's going to play out. Hopefully, we'll get some answers today. So we're going to go ahead and check this one out. Before we do, as always, if you guys enjoyed today's video, I'd appreciate it if you could leave it a like. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel as well. So yeah, let's check out Season 6, Episode 11 of The Sopranos.
So every time I asked you how's work and you said fine, you were having your own private little joke on me.
What's going on?
Oh, he quit?
I found out that our son, the liar, had been fired.
Fired.
How the f*** you do that? They got rhesus monkeys working as managers over there.
Promotional items and selling them, movie posters, stand-ups.
Yeah, well, maybe I care about the environment.
Can I come home to a peaceful house one goddamn night?
Probably not.
All those days you go in late, you call in sick. You deserve to get canned.
The worst part is, you don't even give a shit.
You have a social life, but I can't. You have any idea what it costs at a decent club in New York?
It's $500 for a bottle of Cristal.
Dude, he is so out of touch with reality.
And Hernan, everybody, we take turns picking up the tab. If it makes you feel any better, I've been looking for a new job. Every day online.
I would have knocked all your baby teeth out with one shot.
Yeah, try that to his face, man. I mean, I get it. He's a teenager. He's trying to go out and have fun. But he's also a soprano teenager and trying to, show off.
We gave him too much.
Come on, he went to school with lots of privileged kids. Remember that whole God is dead business on the day of his confirmation?
Oh, maybe it'll surprise you.
I'm going to California. I don't know for how long.
I thought you two were having problems.
I never said that.
I mean, it sure seemed like it.
I mean, if I decide on med school, that'll look really great on my application. Well, I have to make plane reservations.
You'll be back for Christmas at least.
I don't know. No pressure, please, okay?
I mean, look, she's old enough now where she can make that decision on her own. And as of right now, she's, on a decent career path. AJ's the one that needs attention right now.
I spoke to the union. We can't make 5 work no more. Rollbacks. Not to mention, my end's way down.
Bitch all you want about John. He understood that ours was a mutually beneficial arrangement.
Oh, is he like the official boss now?
Anybody got shorted, it was yours truly. But you know what?
All right. Put it back in your pocket.
I need to talk to you. Remember I told you about that trip to Paris? You don't remember the first goddamn thing about this, do you? We stood right here talking about it for 15 minutes.
Go to Italy.
They weren't auctioning a trip to Italy. It's actually a good deal. It's a week for 2 for $5,000. I could really use a vacation now. The meadow leaving, my spec house, the thought of tearing it down and starting over, it makes me nauseous.
You should go.
Yeah.
You deserve it.
I'm so excited. I'm gonna call Ro.
Tony. Hey,
Oh, here we go.
my brother's over there. He's just there, that's all.
You sandbag me and cut your throat open.
I'm not a I never was.
Excuse me?
It was the medication I was on for my blood pressure.
Oh, come on, man.
I pay my way back in. I got $200K that goes directly to you personally. I got contacts in AC. With your support, I could set myself up there. Tone.
I mean, it's not a bad offer. But, like, how's he gonna lie to himself like that?
We got a crystal meth. Look at this Wayo. It's gonna be a lot of popular sentiment to get rid of Vito. Phil alone. Phil. And we get, a trickle of cash coming in each month. Now, this is the real Louis Vuitton.
You were in that coma. I told you I loved you. Do you remember?
No.
I should tell you more often.
Nobody's stopping you.
You can't tell anyone, even your friends at school. CIA doesn't tell you where to send you next.
Is it dangerous
What?
to be a spy?
How long till you could move back in with us?
Just until I straighten this shit out with Tony. I thought I made it clear. I don't have a problem. It's over with. I'm seriously thinking we should have another kid.
Yeah, I wouldn't rush into that so soon. Something tells me it may not work out with Tony. Especially with Phil as boss now, and what he said he would end up doing.
I know, look.
Not a word, not a note. What kind of person are you?
I didn't want to drag you down into this pit I'm in.
Dash, everybody else is stupid to you, aren't they? I don't want to know you. I don't want to hear your voice. Don't ever call me again.
Yeah, he's justified. He just up and left.
Do your bowels just jam up when you fly?
Hop along, Kezadich. What do you know? What do you say?
I was wondering if you could float me 20K at 2 points. But maybe now's not a good time for you. You know I'm good for it.
Would you stop?
He's worried about the cooties, man. Oh, we haven't been to this meeting spot in a while.
Oh, for Christ's sake, f***ing Vito again? What the f*** is wrong with you?
He's in town, isn't he? If Vito was here and you knew about it...
This.
Yeah, he's not gonna let this go, man.
Your stomach still upset?
I put in the fucking memory stick.
Nobody knows us here, Ro. Can you believe that? I would say today, the first cultural stop should be the Louvre.
Again, Remy?
I don't know what the he said.
Keep talking English. Why don't you try and use your French?
When Walt turned around.
You had to hurry me out of that restaurant.
We're miles from the Louvre.
Look at those clouds, Paris sky.
It would be cool seeing all the classic architecture and everything. I just want to do a long flight like that. I think the longest flight I ever did was 5 hours, and
Make sure you clean that shit off with Kit. Our businesses are all entwined. You gotta pick your battles. You want your no-show jobs, Vito's gotta go. If Vito wanted to pursue that lifestyle, he should have done so quietly. It's Vito's own fault. Why couldn't he stay wherever the f*** he was? I'll tell Carl to be at the mall.
I know deep down he really doesn't give a shit what he does in his personal life. As long as he's making him money, he can do whatever he wants to do. But it's just, like you said, the constant pressure and heat from other members in the family isn't really worth the stress. Is he about to take this one in the back?
That's what she said. Michael.
This man, Francois Martin, fought in the resistance, and the Germans shot him right here on this spot.
I got a meeting of concerned Catholic mothers. Tell you the truth, I almost want to not go to the meeting. Father told me Vito doesn't renounce that lifestyle. He's damned.
I know.
What? I know.
Renounced or not, I think he's already damned.
Vito has to be made to face his problems squarely.
I know she's not in Italy, but imagine she ran into Furio. How long's she been gone for? A day? 2?
You don't need to do that, but you're sweet.
Yeah.
Just wondering if you thought about my offer.
Yeah, I thought. But I need to know who these Atlantic City contacts are. Meet me in the mall, 11 o'clock. Don't be late.
Set up? Or just keeping him on the hook so he keeps his guard down?
Get him up.
No!
Oh, damn.
You're a f***ing disgrace.
Tommy says this is the pig I've been. The wife says it's not a pig, it's a duck. He says I wasn't talking to you.
I've heard that joke before. Oh yeah, I forgot. How's Bobby doing?
He was found beat to death this morning in a motel in Fort Lee. Told him Vito had a pool cue rammed up his ass.
Lovers quarrel, maybe. Look, we all know who did it.
That must have been Phil, right?
Jimmy Olsen over here.
I know he's out of line, but still, you kind of have to admire the guy.
Can't have been an easy decision killing a made guy, huh? If I got the Vito first, net result would have been the same.
I wish I'd have borrowed money from Vito.
That guy's yeah, I did.
Phil's saying he can do whatever the f he wants, including kill a captain in my own family, and I can't do a f***ing thing about it. No, just bullshit with Sil. How's it going?
Well, actually, it's cold, raining.
How's the French fries?
Palm allumette.
I did get him to hose down the trash cans, so
Well, that's something.
people are gonna expect a response. See, this is what the f I was talking about. How many times I gotta say this? When guys are on their mattresses, they're not out earning.
Yeah, it's not like you can't do anything, or you can't do nothing about it. It's about the principle of the thing now. Was he in an AIM chat room?
Ro, are you coming or what?
Okay, you call me, yeah? D'accord.
I understand that there's a lot to see in France, but, you know, chill, Carmela. Like, just enjoy some little things as well.
1350 AD.
You realize some woman just like us wore this? You think about all the people who've lived here generation after generation, hundreds and hundreds of years, all those lives.
Oh, honey, what?
We worry so much. Sometimes it feels like that's all we do. But the police think it might not have been a gay thing.
Marie, honey, they pick up strangers in bars and truck stops.
I mean, take a look around the room. Who do you think would do something like that?
How could people be so cruel?
It is a sin after all, Marie.
He was a good man, wasn't he, Phil?
He was. I loved him like a brother-in-law. And I gotta think, Marie, Vito, on some level, maybe it's better for the kids not to have that role model.
That's some sick shit. Kill the guy, plan his funeral.
How do you feel about Carmela taking a trip without you?
Do we really have to talk about this?
Of course not.
Gotta talk about something, though.
How about the fact that I hate my son?
Oh, damn. Bombshell.
Wasting his time in some chit-chat room, going back and forth with some other jerk-off.
Anthony, I think your anger towards AJ has been building for some time. You mean because Anthony doesn't conform to your father's idea of what a man should be?
His, mine, or anybody's. If Carmela let me kick AJ's ass like my father kicked my ass, he might have gone up with some balls.
Like you. Yeah, like me.
Yeah, definitely different times.
Taking out his anger at his father's brutality.
And definitely not always the answer, but sometimes an ass whooping,
to dominate and control.
you know, could be what the kid needs.
Anthony, we've been dancing.
What you resent Carmela doing for AJ? Protecting him from his father? is the very thing you had often wished your mother had done for you. And you know what's strange, Ro? When you go to a place you've never been before, it's like all the people were imaginary till you got there. When we were in St. Eustache, I noticed that you lit 2 candles for Jackie and Jackie Jr., right? You know, we never really talked about that. About what? About Jackie Jr.
Is now really the right time? Supposed to be on vacation. I don't know if I'd want to bring that up.
I mean, I cannot begin to imagine losing a son. I didn't mean to upset you, Ro. It's just I thought because we had this time together.
It's morbid, that's what it is.
Hey, I'm sorry, Ro.
Vacation is the time to get away from your troubles.
Why would you bring New Jersey here? Why can't we just have a good time?
No, you're right. I apologize.
We gotta call the exterminator. These are rat turds.
What did Patsy and him say?
Hey, sorry to hear about your boy.
Uh-huh. That pool cue. I wonder if it was choked. Very funny, Don. Very cute.
No. That old actor, Raymond Navarro, he had an ivory stuck up his ass when they found him.
Pretty up on all this shit, huh, Don?
Carlos' lipstick was on Vito's.
Hell! Take this prick! No!
Oh, damn. Dinner is served.
We wait till the store closes, we get him out.
Cut him up in the work area.
Just casually playing cards after. You have to tell him sooner or later.
Tell him you don't want to come in here. Get back in your car, go for a ride.
What? Still hit him first.
They killed a main guy, this is what happens. Again. Tell her I hope she's over the flu. Goddamn Vito.
What's the hardest thing about skateboarding?
I give up. What's the hardest thing about skateboarding?
Telling your parents you're gay.
What?
What now?
Tomorrow morning, 7 a.m., you go to this address. You ask for a Mr. Caravallo. Every penny you make, you keep. We won't charge you any rent. And believe me, the pay is good. It's a union job.
Look, I'm just gonna have to leave your friend in the lurch when I go back to school.
That's okay. He deals with that all the time.
You're not getting out of it, man.
And then I'm going to take away your room, and I'm going to take away your mother's cooking, and pretty soon you're going to be out in the f***ing street. Don't put me to the test.
I don't disagree with Tony there.
Look, I found Cosette.
Your friend? Someone needs to tell her she's dead.
Shit! The Toulouse-Lautrec placemats.
I got the other one.
There she is, the world traveler.
Police are withholding specific details of the murder.
Oh. Guess the CIA cover isn't gonna last.
The relative stated that the victim had surprised his friends and family by declaring himself a homosexual.
Man, poor kids. We all know how prickish other kids can be. They see that story, man.
If you have any.
Have a great day at work.
Hey, I knew this guy.
What?
He was in the mob?
Oh, yeah. Oh, is this guy from New Hampshire gonna see the article? Alright, guys. So, just got finished up with episode 11, and there were a couple deaths in this episode. Vito is officially dead meato. Terrible joke. I apologize. But yeah, I mean, I had a feeling it was going to happen for a bunch of episodes now. It's like, you could tell Tony really didn't care. All he cared about was, is the guy earning for him? Which he was. Doesn't matter what he does in his private lifestyle. But of course, there's old-fashioned, stuck-in-their-ways people in the family that, you know, absolutely, that cannot happen, it's disgusting, and whatever. So yeah, Tony would have had to, send a message, unfortunately. But since he was struggling with that decision, even though before it happened he was like, all right, enough's enough, screw him. That was more so like he just didn't want to have to deal with Phil. But yeah, kind of thankfully, Phil took that off his hands, the responsibility. But by doing so, he just was like, all right, well, now you just killed the captain, one of my men. Now I gotta just send a completely different message. Freaking guy. And we had that guy show up to the pork store and just run his mouth a little too long. Their tempers prevailed, and he's not in the land of the living anymore. Kudos to Syl. Just be like, Tony, stay out of here. You don't want to come in. Plausible deniability, but he saw what was up and was just like, all right, get me the hell out of here. But yeah, that happened, and poor Vito's kids. He gave them the bullshit cover story, like, oh, I'm in the CIA, that's why I'm out of town, and blah 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 blah. And to the kids, their hero, the person that they idolize, it's like, oh, our dad just got 100 times cooler. And now they got to read in the paper, and sadly, if anyone else hears about the truth, I'm sure they'll get bullied for it. But yeah, they got to read the true story and just get their hearts broken all over again. It's terrible. And then Phil, man, he's psychotic. Just go in there. First of all, just popping out of the closet, like, that was a little like serial killer ish. But yeah, pops out, does the deed, and then puts on the show like, oh, it's a terrible thing what happened, even about with his sins and all. I'll take care of the funeral arrangements. Like, dude. But there was that one little cut where it looks like he's not able to sleep, so maybe there's something weighing on his conscience a little bit. I don't know if there's even anything in there for him. We also have AJ acting a fool again, but thankfully Tony found a more modern way to lay down the law, not beating on his kid, which, I'm not saying every kid deserves an ass whooping 24/7, get him into, get him in shape and what have you. But, I mean, sometimes, a little backhand across the back of the head or something may not be a bad thing. I know that's not everyone's way of thinking, and me personally, if I ever had kids, I highly doubt I would be able to hit them regardless of how big they screwed up, but still, the idea behind it, tough love. But yeah, he found a different way to try and motivate him, and as of right now, he was off to work, so we'll see how long that lasts. We had Carmela take her little trip to Paris with Ro, and yeah, they're taking in the sights, doing some shopping, experiencing it, having a good time, but it got Carmela thinking on like a deeper level, and she has to bring up Jackie Jr. to Ro while they're on vacation. Like, there's a time and a place. If you want to talk to her about it, wait till you guys aren't on vacation where you're supposed to leave your troubles behind. Like, you're there for a sole purpose, and I don't know, that kind of felt like she was making it about her. Like, I don't know, the effect Paris was having on her, and she had to just bring it up to her, which not cool. And Ro told her as much, so kudos for that. But yeah, then their last night there, she had a dream. She ran into Adriana again, and the poor little pup that Christopher sat on. So yeah, she definitely doesn't seem to be buying the fact that Adriana just up and left. There probably is some truth to the fact that she is in fact dead, and Christopher had a big part in doing so. And I don't know if she's thinking her husband had anything to do with it at this point or not, but Yeah, she's definitely suspicious. So again, I wonder if that's ever going to come out in full, and if so, what's going to happen between all that. But yeah, overall, another good one, and I can't wait to continue the rest of this season and see how this story's all going to end. But for today's video, guys, that's going to do it. If you guys enjoyed it, as always, I'd appreciate it if you could leave it a like. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel as well. Thank you guys for watching, and until the next one, I'll see you guys soon.